Hello, beautiful people. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I just am here for another daily motivational video where we use the tarot to become the alchemists of our lives and to teach us how to become spiritual beings. A little bit about me. I do not just use the tarot. I use God and cusses in the same sentence, and I may mispronounce some things, but if it does not stop Charlemagne the God, it will not stop me. So how are you guys doing today? Angel number 20. I'm feeling amazing. So I hope you are feeling good too. Let's go ahead and get into it. God, guardian angels, ancestors, beings of light, what information do you have for us to become an alchemist of our life, to teach us how to become spiritual beings, or just to do magic in public? God, we want to help bring heaven on earth, so please deliver these messages to me and through me as clear as possible. In God's name I pray, Ashe. Hi guys. Angel number 50, change is coming in. Change is on the horizon. All right, so I'm going to get us an affirmation card that we should focus on. Oh, that actually just came out. Affirmation that we should focus on for this period and for this period of time. So for this month, I don't know. I really like to work with stuff for like 3 weeks or more. So like for this month, the affirmation that you should use is I am whole. I am whole. I am perfectly created. I am a wonderfully unique individual. Every lesson I have learned, every risk I have taken, and every achievement I have made contribute to who I am. Because of that, I am whole. So when I get this message of I am whole, angel number 133, I feel like God is telling you, and I feel like we've been getting this message a lot. He's just letting you know, like, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with who you are, your habits, your toxic traits. Even if you're not the size you want to be. I just don't. Right now, look, and it says I'm happy, I'm healthy. Right now, I feel like God wants you to know that you were perfectly created. Okay. You're perfect. How you think, how you are, everything is perfect. Okay? God didn't make a mistake. Like sometimes we get into this habit of being like, oh, why am I this way? Why am I so emotional? Why am I this? I need to change that. You can't change your character, okay? Like you are who you are. Sometimes we get into this process of like self-development and spiritual development, all this stuff, and we like low-key shit on ourselves because we like, you don't do this, you're not the right way, you ain't drinking right, you ain't doing that. And it's just like, bro, we're human. Yes, it's okay for us to do things to enhance ourselves, to make ourselves better, to become more whole, to become more grounded. But at the base of it, we're fine. Like we have everything that we need inside of us. And I feel like God wants you to understand that. The essence of spirituality is contentment. God wants you to know, like, yeah, it's okay if you can say, you can say, I want to lose 10 to 15 pounds. That's fine. Like, if that's what you feel you need to do to be a healthy individual, if that's what you feel you need to do to be better, to move better, to think better, to, become who you really are, then that's fine. But if you're like, I'll be happy when I lose 15 pounds. I'll become the person I know I can be when I lose 15 pounds. That's not the right way to go about it. You're making, the only time I want you to make a change is when it's no longer in alignment with who you are on the inside. Not nobody else, not what society says, what you feel like. You no longer are. I'm gonna give you an example of this. I used to judge myself for a long time about how emotional I was. I used to hate myself for like, why do I care so much? Why am I so passionate? Why do stuff so easily affect me? I used to really judge myself for that. Angel number 411. But as I have been on my journey, I realized the thing is I didn't understand the purpose of my emotions. I didn't want to use my emotions. Like, so when I used to get emotional, instead of like looking like, why am I so emotional? I would just try to push it away because I'm like, you just being emotional again, But it's like, no, emotions are our fucking friends. And actually my emotions is what connects me to my superpower. Like my emotions are my superpower. And so I had to make that mindset shift. Now, me being emotionally and reacting on jobs or cussing people out, that's no longer in alignment with me. If I want to be emotional that way, no, That's not cool anymore. Angel number 5. Like, because that's no longer who I want to be. I want to be a person that holds peace. I want to be a person that people can look up to. I want to be a leader. I want to be level-headed. So I can't be getting emotional on the job and cussing people out, because that's not who I'm trying to be. You hear what I'm saying? Do you feel the difference between I'm making a change because I feel like this will make me better, and I'm making a change because I feel like this is what I need to do to be better? Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope you do. Okay, but let's get some energy, because I want to know, God, what is our attitude towards being whole? Do we feel like we are perfectly created? Do we feel like every lesson we learned, every risk we've taken have contributed to who we are? Why are you trying to give us this message of we are whole and we are perfectly created, God? Make this as plain as possible. Allow no room for doubt or confusion. Also, I'm about to, after this reading, I'm going to get into the full moon and Aquarius reading. And Aquarius is all about, yes, God, Aquarius is all about being a trailblazer and walking your own path and being unique. And I think I've been saying this a lot in our divine partnership and our our love readings, but it's like, God, in order to bring heaven on earth, everybody has to be in their wholeness. Everybody has to be true to themselves. Like, and if we're true to yourself, you're not going to look like everybody else. And I feel like what God is trying to get us to get out of that. Like, you're not an outsider, you're an original. Like, we need to start changing the way that we look at that. Like, I used to judge myself because I'm like, oh, I'm so weird, nobody understands me, blah, 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 blah. But it's just like, I'm just unique. Like, I'm just not for every fucking body. Like, like, I just, however, like, the way that I look at the world, the way that I speak, the way that I feel, like, I'm not for everybody. I wasn't created like any fucking body else. And it's like, instead of like trying to change myself and trying to be like, oh, I need to be more like, no, I'm accepting that, because that makes me a star. That's my superpower. You being you accepting yourself, flaws and all, that's your fucking superpower. Angel number 728. I love Kanye West so much, because what Kanye says, if you're a fan of Kanye, then you're really a fucking fan of yourself. Because what Kanye taught me was about self-confidence, about building myself up, about if I put it in my mind, there's nothing that I can't achieve. He taught me about, being okay with being an outsider, being okay with only relying on my own opinions. I made a meal myself and I'm still myself. You looking at who made me rich. Like, like he just, and it's like, it just gives you that confidence to like be a fucking trailblazer. And I feel like what God is saying is that if you really want to walk this path, if you really want to step into your divine position, you can't be worried about what other people think. You can't be worried about how other people look at you or how they're judging you. Honestly, that's a waste of fucking energy, because who gives a fuck? They're not in your life. They're not going to die your death. We do so much shit based on other people, not realizing that it's only our fucking life at the end of the day. Only you gonna die your fucking death. Only you gonna be on the casket. It ain't gonna be you, your husband. No, it's just gonna be you and that motherfucker. When you take your last breath, it's your last fucking breath. It's not your mama's last breath. It ain't nobody else. It's your last breath. So why waste your time living your life for anybody else? Angel number 855. God is saying, you accepting yourself, you accepting every single thing about yourself. That's how you get the healing. Angel number 909. That's how you tap into that next level of healing. That's how you it's honestly, it's how you ascend. It's how you get closer to God. You rejecting parts of yourself is really rejecting God. In order to really come into this full union, I always speak about how creation happens in 3 steps. It first happens in your mind. First happens in the thoughts you think, the words you speak, and your actions, right? In order to become a divine being, in order to help bring heaven on earth, in order to become the alchemist, You have to become whole within. I was actually just talking to somebody about this. It's about accepting all sides of yourself, your masculine and your feminine side, your crazy and your sane side, your lover side and your crazy. Like, it's all there for a reason. So don't you want to be the star? Don't you want to step up into your position? And also, I felt this before, but I really feel like some of us are about to step into a spotlight. We're about to step into these, and that's what you guys have to understand. If you're not at the level that you want to be at, because there's like, God is like, I still need you to understand who you are. I still need you to be whole. I really feel like God, he keeps our blessings. And I don't even feel like it's like a keeping our blessings back, but it's like, I want you to be whole when you get into this position. Don't you see people who get famous and then they just they're lost in the fucking sauce. So obviously, you know, they start one way and they doing something else. It's like they just feel like they have no direction. They always on the internet arguing with their fans. Like, that's because they're not fucking whole inside. They're trying to become whole with the world. They're trying to become whole in their art. But what God is saying, no, you become whole in yourself. And then everything you ever fucking want comes to you. That's the fucking mission. You can't, and that's also, God is like, there's nothing for you to worry about because I am worry free. There's nothing for you to worry about. There's no anxiety to have because that's your whole purpose. Your whole purpose of being here is to have this moment of becoming whole within yourself, to step into the spotlight. If that's what you choose to have, if that's what you feel that God is having on you. I was telling somebody last night, like, I just feel like I can feel my spirit settling in. I can feel my spirit sitting back because it's like, I know where I'm going. I know the visions. I've seen it. I felt it. I cried the tears already. I already know who I'm gonna be. I already cried those tears of meeting those people. I already felt that energy. I already met them energetically. So it's like my spirit is like settling down into this knowing because it's like, okay, now it's time to watch it unfold. Now it's time to watch the universe works. That's what we got to understand. We're co-creating, guys. When you become whole, that means you're accepting everything. You're accepting the contentment. You're accepting, okay, hey, I'm in this position right now. I know I want to be over there. I'm not there yet, but until I get there, I'm going to relax and embrace in the unfolding of my life. The other card that came out is the King of Swords, setting stronger boundaries. Look at this. God is trying to get you to a fucking boss position. Angel number 1246. I'm going to stop talking because I feel like I'm rambling. But with this star card here in the King of Swords, the two things that I get is like, when you accept who you are, when you accept that you are perfectly whole and you're perfectly created, not only do you get that ultimate healing that you want, you are able to be that authority figure in your life. So often we don't speak our truth, or we don't say what we really mean because we don't trust ourselves. We're like, we'll say it. You know how, okay, let me just say this. You know how people do things because they're overcompensating for who they are? Like, say, for example, I was actually just listening to Fan Bros and they were talking about Loki, and he was saying how all human choices lead to nothing but suffering and blah, blah, blah. But that was really just a projection of himself. So what we really are realizing is that this character Loki, all of this ministering, you know, all this mischief and all this stuff is really coming from this place because he's overcompensating because he doesn't feel whole within himself. He's still trying to be getting acceptance from his father. He wants to be accepted as a God. He wants to be accepted as that. So he's doing all these things to overcompensate. But when you're a fucking God, when you know who you are, you don't have to fucking do shit to overcompensate. You just sit on your fucking throne and you be who you are. Do you feel what I'm saying? I feel like I'm talking over your head because Judgment Day is here. I feel like you're not really feeling me. So let's just get like a really quick tool because we're going to get you in a vortex. I really want you to understand this concept. Get a quick tool. God, what is a tool that we can use? Clarify this message of the Star, King of Swords. I am whole, I am healthy, and I am worry-free. That's so crazy. That was actually, wow, God, you are insane. That was actually like a mantra that I was saying when I was on my yoga mat. I am whole, I am whole, I am healthy. I am releasing the things I can no longer control. But this is another one. I am whole, I am healthy, I am worry-free. That's Mantras, the purpose of mantras is for you people who don't understand them. The purpose of mantras is like to help you override your default setting. So sometimes my default setting is when something doesn't go my way, I automatically beat myself up and be like, oh, see, look, you're overcompensating. Oh, you're trying to, not even overcompensating. See, you wanting too much. See, this. Maybe it really aren't for you. Maybe you really aren't as good as you want to be. That's my default setting because my whole life I've been picked on, I've been teased and all that stuff. So it's like automatically I'm beating myself up. But now that I'm awakened, now that I'm aware of that pattern, when I hear that in my mind, that's why I always say you got to think about what you're thinking about. When I hear that in my mind, angel number 1536, I override it. I say, I'll let myself talk that shit. And I'm like, nope, I'm healthy. I'm whole. I'm worry free. Nope, everything is as it should be. Nope, God loves me. And so does the God in the universe loves me. And so does everything else. Like, you know, you have to, until it becomes, you have to practice it until it just becomes your natural default. Y'all, especially if you have been, I'm 32, right? I just started to become consciously aware of myself and my choices and my mindset and all this stuff, maybe 5 years ago. So that's what, 20-something, 27 years of just doing bullshit, like 26 years of just being out here. Like, you know, give yourself grace, you know, like you're fine. You're going to become the person you want to be. It's going to happen. But first you need to accept yourself. Okay. The card that God wants, thank you. I love this. I tend to see the best in everyone. You can never consistently motivate anybody to do anything. Let me read that again. Angel number 1647. You can never consistently motivate anybody to anything. But when you see the best of them and you go over to where your version of the best of them is, and you align with that and offer one signal, now you are a part of the inspiration you see. Have you ever had that experience yourself when someone sees you and loves you and expects the best of you? Do you not shine in ways you never shined before? And do you not find it really hard to shine when another does not look for the best in you? So what I feel like what God is saying is that he wants you to, it says, I tend to see the best in everybody. But God is saying, why don't you see the best in your fucking self? You give everybody else the benefit of the doubt. You give everybody else second chances. You let everybody else slide. You give everybody, you pep talk everybody. You nurture everybody. Why you don't do that to yourself? Why are you so hard on your damn self? Why do you beat yourself up? Why you can't just know you're doing the best that you can do? Why can't you just ease up and relax a little bit? Because what this is saying is, when you know that somebody, you know, they love you, they see the best in you. Let's put this in a work perspective, because sometimes this is easier to understand. Angel number 1820. When you're on a job, right, and you have a manager that you love. Matter of fact, personal example. When I was in public accounting, I came across this manager. To this day, she's actually the name of my character in my second book. But I came across this manager who, she just trusted me. Like, she knew that if I said I was going to do something, I was going to do it. She knew that if I told her, if I gave her a deadline, I was going to do that deadline or before that deadline. She just, I don't know how we developed, because we really only worked together for maybe a year or so, but it was just like, she trusted me, and I knew she trusted me, and I knew that and it's probably because she gave me so much freedom. She gave me room to be myself, and like, because she was that way towards me, whenever there was anything that she needed, I went above and beyond to make sure I did my best. Like, you know, like, it's like if I told her, if she asked me, oh my God, Amber, I really need to get this work with this. I really need to do this workbook really, really quick. Can you just go look at the notes? Can you clean up some notes? I would stop everything I'm doing. I would do it for her, because it was just like, I just knew like she was just a good person. Like, I knew she wanted the best in me. I knew she wanted the best in herself. I knew like she wasn't, Angel number 1934. She wasn't like those type of people who was defined by her job. Like you could tell like she just wanted to do her job and then go home and be a mom. Angel number 1950. So it's just so many things that I related with her. And because she gave me room to be me and because she trusted me, I made sure that I went above and beyond for her, right? Same job, same company. Then I had somebody who was, I mean, literally nitpicking me, who was trying to micromanage me, who would send me emails at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And then when I come in at 8, would be like, well, did you look at your emails? Did you answer it? Like just total opposite. And so when she would ask me to do something, I would take my sweet goddamn time because I'm not, I wasn't motivated. Angel number 2033. I didn't want, I barely wanted to talk to the bitch. So let alone do work for her. So I feel like what God is saying is like, maybe you have not been having the motivation to do certain things, to make certain changes just because of how you're talking to yourself, just because of the way that your thought process, the way that the way you talk to yourself, the stories you tell yourself, that negative thinking that just recurring over and over. Like, it's like I've been getting this message so much. We kill our dreams in our mind before we even have a chance to do it. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like what God is saying is like, you need to accept that you are a perfectly created individual. There is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing. And I feel like why God is wanting to stress this point, because I feel like you feel like I don't have a blessing, or I don't have the new job, or I don't have the man, I don't have the relationship, I don't have the friends because I'm not X, Y, and Z. That's not the case. You don't have it because there's no acceptance within yourself. You don't have it because you don't see the best in yourself. You don't have it because the thoughts that you're telling yourself. You don't have it because you're worrying about it so much. You hear what I'm saying? It's you. I'm sorry. It's you. You're the problem. Our source is one of love, not condemnation. That's God trying to tell you, angel number 22, that I'm not condemning you. God loves you. He's not punishing you because you fat. He's not punishing you because you have an attitude problem. No, you're punishing you. You hear me? I'm going to leave it there. Let's get us the Sacred Rebel and I'm going to get y'all on out of here. Actually, switch it. I'm going to do a work your light. All right, God. Work your light. God, clarify this message of the Star, the King of Swords. I am whole. I intend to see the best in everyone. I am healthy. I am worry-free. I am capable. It's peeking up at me. Our source is one of love and not condemnation. God, what do you want us to understand with this message, God? Allow no room for doubt or confusion. Why is it so important for us to accept ourselves? Why is it so important for us to just know that we're doing the best that we can and to approach everything from love and from a space of contentment? What is this judgment that is coming for us, God? Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? The card that popped out is Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past life. So that's the judgment that's happening. That's why God is saying, let this go. You're not tied to your past anymore. And honestly, I had to say that to myself because I was actually getting very triggered talking to my ex again. And what I realized is why I was so triggered is because our relationship, he has these things. I feel like he has such a whole life. That's so funny. Whole is out here. I feel like he has such a whole life and I don't. He has a great relationship with his family, his mom, his brother, he has, great friends. He has people that's in his career, he just has a whole ass life. And I sometimes look at myself and I'm like, I don't have that. And I didn't realize it until one day I was journaling. So I hope y'all have your journal, angel number 2420. But one day I was journaling and I just realized oh shit, I'm judging myself. And the crazy thing is, like, there is a reason why my life is the way it is. There's a reason why I don't feel close to my cousins. There's a reason why all of that happened. And honestly, it all goes back to one event that happened in my childhood that kind of just disrupted everything. And so in my informative years, I didn't have a close relationship with my dad and my dad's side of the family. And I didn't have a close relationship with my brothers and my siblings because when I was with them, I was as a parent, not as a sibling. So it's like, there's so many reasons why I am the way that I am and why I'm in this position. And instead of keep judging myself and instead of keep saying like, you're a loser because of this, or there's something wrong with me, I just accept that I am who the fuck I am. And because I didn't have it in the past, it doesn't mean that God is not going to have that for me. I'm only 32. I know I'm going to live at least to 100 and something. So it's like half of my life haven't even passed yet. I still have years and time to make long-term bonds. I still have a time to find a mentor mother figure for me. I still have time to have that father, mother, it's like there is still time for me. So instead of judging myself for it, instead of, every time I'm triggered, trying to push people away because they're triggering me, no, I'm just accepting I'm whole. I'm perfectly created. And anything I want, I'm going to have, including the friends, including the mentor, including the business, including the mom, the dad. I'm going to have everything I ever wanted. I just have to know that in me and chill and relax and release everything else. Okay, so let's focus on Unbound. And I'm going to get y'all out of here. I was trying to make that a quick message. Clearly, there's no such thing as quick. Angel number 2616. This is an activation card, so I'll let you guys know when to take a moment to really look at the video. Angel number 2626. Releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. It is time to release old soul stories that have been playing out in your life. They are coming up to be healed. There has never been a safer time to clear these patterns than now. Take a look at the patterns in your life that you are ready to release. Ancient vows and contracts that your soul made that have an expiration date. It could be a vow of science or chastity or probity. It is time to unwind from them. This is the life in which you free yourself from trauma of lives past. Y'all, the blessing. Y'all, we out here, okay? God is out here blessing us. I'm sorry. Let me start over. God about to bless us, y'all. God is about to show the fuck out. When I tell y'all, by the end of this year, shit's going down. I feel that in my soul and my spirit. If y'all have been doing what I told y'all to do, remember, from now to the end of the year, we're not making no decisions in fear. We're only moving in love. We're only doing things that's in alignment with what we believe. I ain't even gonna go into the story of how God fucked me up real quick for being open because I just said I wanted to go on a vacation and God was like, oh, you do? Bam. Easily. I'm telling y'all, God is moving in this bitch, okay? Starting over. Take a look at the patterns in your life that you are ready to release. Ancient vows and contracts that your soul made that have an expiration date. It could be a vow of science, silence or chastity or privity. It is time to unwind from them. This is the life in which you free yourself from traumas of lives past. What old ways of being have an expiration date? When you name them, you claim them and they stop holding power over you. When you acknowledge these old patterns, it is also important to acknowledge how they served you up until now. For example, a soul pattern of playing small caused by soul fear of being seen or sharing your voice would have served you by keeping you safe. In order to grow, you now need to be softened by receiving and calling in support. It is time to unbind from the old ways of being that are no longer sustainable. And that's all what this message is about. Releasing those old stories, releasing those negative thoughts. You are not that little kid that you were back then. You are not that teenager that you was. You're not even that person that you was at 20 no more. But guess what? That don't mean that you can't go back and live those childhood dreams. That don't mean you can't go back and knock off some of those things on those bucket lists that you wanted to do as a teenager. As long as there's still breath in your body, nigga, you still got a chance out here, okay? We got to stop giving up so easily. That fear shit ain't even real. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Okay? Put your hand on your heart. If you want to release these soul patterns, if you ready to stop living in the bullshit, like if you ready to release that chaos, release that negativity, if you just want to have something that you've never seen, you want to elevate your family to a level that you've never seen before, put your hand on your heart and touch and agree with me as I say this. I release all soul stories. I release all old soul stories, vows, contracts, and patterns that are no longer aligned with who I came here to be in this present time. I carry the lessons, growth, and gifts, but I no longer choose to live that same story. Come on, God. May I be unbound, unbound, forever unbound. I release old soul stories, vows, contracts, and patterns that are no longer aligned with who I came here to be in this present time. I carry the lessons, growth, and gifts, but I no longer choose to live the same story. May I be unbound, unbound, forever unbound. I release all old soul stories, vows, contracts, and patterns that are no longer aligned with who I am here to be in the present time. I carry the lessons, growth, and gifts, but I no longer choose to live the same story. May I be unbound, unbound, forever unbound. All right, y'all. I am going to leave you with that. If you are ready to drop this cycle of chaos, drop this cycle of toxicity, if you're ready to just step into your true star power and to know that you are a perfectly created being, then every time you have a moment of doubt, every time you hear that little old story playing out, I want you to say, I am unbound, 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 forever unbound. All right, y'all. That's all the messages I have for you. If it was beneficial for you, please give me a thumbs up. If you made it to the end of this video and you are not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe so you will never miss out. Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you, and never, ever, ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. Engine number 3133. Namaste. Take care.